Hello everybody, George Kenner. Why is a woodcrafting and laser channel talking about roof racks? Well, here's what happened. I made a Paduke slab table. I love the process. I love doing it. I've got more compliments on it than anything else I've done. My girlfriend wants a slab desk for herself now, and I have no way to carry it. That four-door sedan that I had, it's gone. Now I've got a brand new Toyota 4Runner, and I need a roof rack for it so I can put the lumber on it. When I was in El Cajon Toyota, which is where I bought this, I was talking to the finance manager about exactly what my plans for the vehicle were, and I needed a roof rack. He told me, he was a surfer, he says, I'd like to get a good roof rack also. I come back, I get on Amazon, and I'm looking for roof rack options for this vehicle. And I watch a bunch of YouTubes, and I find that TKM is the least expensive. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money to be good. I looked for some things on YouTube about it, couldn't find anything. I wrote to the company. The company says, we've been looking for somebody to do a YouTube for us. And I said, well, let's work something out. And they said, let us send you a sample. So they sent me not one, but two samples. One sample, the long version, I'm going to install on this vehicle. The short version, I'm going to take back to Danny at Toyota of El Cajon and see what they like about it from the perspective of a dealer, or if they don't like it at all. I'm going to share my view now, and if it turns out that Danny really likes it, I'll come back and I'll put that in the comments or do a short video on it. Let's get to the first course of action, and for me, that's going to be to clay the top of the car and seal it, because once the rack is on, it's going to be a lot harder. Hello everybody, the TKM automotive roof rack for my Gen 5 Toyota, all done. I love it. Now, if I were giving advice on this and installing it, I'd say you'd want to have at least a 3.5 on a scale of 10 mechanical aptitude. There were a few things that I ran into with reading the instructions and the parts as I assembled them. I looked really hard for a while to try and understand the instructions, and I would have normally just taken and modified it myself. But let's go into the studio. I'm going to show you a part, explain it, but this is a buy. I love this roof rack. My studio looks mysteriously like my two-car garage. Well, on to the rest of this review. I really like this. There was one part that I found that was a little bit confusing when I went through the parts. Now, at the back of the rack, I had a measurement that was 1 inch off. I didn't have enough room based upon the brackets to set and pull in the rack. So what I did was, I was missing 1 inch. I looked and there were multiple extras of these. And I thought, well, this bracket lines up with the spacer holes and it's awful close. So maybe I'm just not reading the instructions right, or for the Gen 5, this is a necessary part. What I did was I went over, I decided that I wanted actually a little heavier duty bolt. So I went and bought some stainless steel bolts at my Ace Hardware. I took a C-clamp, pinched it together, and drilled it out. I did the same thing on the forward, more so because I wanted a really, really rigid, heavy weight, and the quarter 20 stainless steel bolt I felt would give me a little bit more. So with this part, no problem. These were some other brackets for different attachments that could be put on. There are a few things in here in this set of brackets. I'm not sure what they were for. I couldn't even find a picture in the instructions, but they were in there. So extra hardware, not a problem. There were plenty of extra bolts in here for different applications. I really liked it. The little tie downs that'll go into the T-track, there was one or two of these that had a little bit of powder coating that was in there that would make it difficult to get it started threaded. But for a product that is half of the price and at least a few $100s cheaper than the last one that I could find, I loved it. I found it to be very, very sturdy. One of the things that I was concerned in reading reviews was people talked about these whistling. I've driven it for more than a month, freeway speeds in Arizona and California. I haven't heard an additional thing. The way that the top has been structured, there's a nice foam padding to protect my paint, and there's room to put a light bar up there. I don't think I'm gonna put a light bar up there. I want it to be as flat as possible for the wood that I'm going to carry. Other than that, this is, to me, a must buy. Thank you for the guys at TKM Automotive for having sent me this and the opportunity to share this with everybody else. I'm going to take the other rack over to the credit manager and give it to him. If he'll allow me to do some follow-up and see if it'll fit on his vehicle properly, I'll make sure that happens too. I did add some Iron Bison side rails, and I've done a couple of other things, a few things on Amazon, like the back cargo carrier protections for the carpet. I've had a hard time getting those, but when it comes to this roof rack, TKM Automotive nailed it. I really appreciate it. You have a good day. If you think I earned a subscription, go ahead, like, comment, do whatever you think is right. Take care.